Have you ever stopped to ponder how the concept of libraries came to be? Our tale begins in the cradle of civilization, where the genesis of libraries took place. The earliest libraries sprang up in ancient Mesopotamia, where clay tablets inscribed with cuneiform script stored the beginnings of human knowledge. But the true glory of ancient libraries was embodied in the fabled Library of Alexandria in Egypt. Established in the 3rd century BC, the Library of Alexandria was a beacon of knowledge and culture. It was a hub for intellectuals, attracting scholars from across the ancient world. They gathered to study, discuss, and contribute to the vast collection of scrolls that the library boasted. The Library of Alexandria was more than a storehouse of books. It was a crucible for ideas, sparking intellectual debates and fostering the growth of knowledge. Yet these early libraries were not public spaces open to all. Access to these repositories of wisdom was often restricted to a privileged few. The ancient libraries were often linked to wealth and power, serving as symbols of prestige for rulers and scholars. The Library of Alexandria, for instance, was part of a larger institution, the Museion, which was funded and supported by the Ptolemaic dynasty. It was an elitist establishment, catering to a select group of literate individuals. The concept of a library as a public institution, open to all, was still centuries away. But it's important to remember that despite their elitist beginnings, these early libraries played a crucial role in preserving and accumulating knowledge. They served as the foundation for the concept of libraries, setting the stage for their evolution into the accessible knowledge hubs we know today. From these humble and elitist beginnings, libraries began their gradual evolution into the accessible knowledge hubs we know today. Fast forward to the Middle Ages and Renaissance. How did libraries transform during these times? Let's delve into that. During the Middle Ages, libraries were almost exclusively the domain of monasteries. These monastic libraries were treasure troves of knowledge, safeguarding hand-copied texts on subjects ranging from theology to philosophy, from medicine to astronomy. These manuscripts, painstakingly written and adorned with intricate illustrations, were precious commodities. Access to them was limited, mostly to the monks who lived and worked within the monastery walls. Libraries during this time were less about public access to knowledge and more about preserving it. But as we move into the Renaissance, a shift begins to occur. The intellectual awakening of the period led to the spread of universities across Europe. These institutions of higher learning naturally needed their own repositories of knowledge. Libraries. The university libraries of the Renaissance began to democratize access to information, albeit at a measured pace. Now imagine a world where every book had to be written by hand. It's hard to fathom today, but that was the reality until the mid-15th century. The invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg changed everything. It was a seismic shift that rocked the world of libraries to its core. Suddenly, books could be produced at a fraction of the time and cost. This invention meant that books were no longer the exclusive domain of the elite, and libraries began to change in response. With the proliferation of printed books, libraries started to expand their collections, and their doors opened wider to the public. The spread of knowledge was no longer confined to the walls of monasteries or the lecture halls of universities. It began to permeate society, reaching more and more people. The invention of the printing press not only revolutionized the book industry, but it also set the stage for the democratization of libraries. It was a crucial turning point in the evolution of libraries, paving the way for the broad access to information we enjoy today. As we step into the Victorian era, how did libraries further evolve? In the midst of the 19th century, a significant shift occurred in the world of libraries. The Victorian era, an age of rapid industrialization and social change, witnessed a tremendous expansion of these repositories of knowledge. It was during this period that libraries transitioned from being exclusive domains of the wealthy and scholarly to becoming accessible public spaces. This transformation was largely driven by the Public Libraries Act in the United Kingdom, enacted in 1850. This legislative act was a game-changer. For the first time, local boroughs were permitted to establish free public libraries. This was an unprecedented move, aimed at promoting literacy and self-improvement among the working class. Libraries were no longer just a privilege of the elite, but a right for all citizens. The Public Libraries Act was not just about providing access to books, it was a reflection of the Victorian ideals of self-improvement and moral betterment. Libraries became places where individuals could elevate themselves, acquiring knowledge to better their lives and their communities. The impact of this act was far-reaching. Libraries began to pop up in cities and towns across the United Kingdom, each one a symbol of civic pride. Their architecture often mirrored the grandeur of the era, with imposing facades, ornate interiors, and vast collections of books. Libraries became the heart of communities, providing not just access to knowledge but also a place for intellectual discourse and social interaction. This massive expansion of libraries during the Victorian era wasn't confined to the United Kingdom. Across the Atlantic, in the United States, the philanthropist Andrew Carnegie was inspired by the British model. He funded the construction of over 2,500 libraries, further democratizing access to knowledge. The Victorian era was a pivotal time for libraries, transforming them into grand public institutions. Moving into the modern age, how has the digital revolution impacted libraries? A profound transformation has swept over libraries in the last few decades, brought on by the advent of digital technology. The digital revolution, with its whirlwind of innovation, has deeply impacted the way libraries function, altering their very essence. In the heart of this revolution, we find the emergence of e-books and online databases. The Humble Book, which has been the cornerstone of libraries for centuries, has taken a digital form. E-books, accessible at the click of a button, have made it possible for libraries to offer a vast array of resources without the need for physical space. This digital leap has not only revolutionized access, but also democratized it, enabling anyone with an internet connection to tap into a wealth of knowledge. Online databases, another fruit of the digital revolution, have transformed the way we research. These databases provide instant access to an extensive range of scholarly articles, historical newspapers, and academic journals. The once time-consuming task of poring over countless books and documents can now be achieved in a fraction of the time, making research more efficient and comprehensive. But this digital revolution didn't spell the end for libraries. On the contrary, libraries have adapted and evolved, transforming into modern learning spaces. They have become more than just repositories of books. They are now vibrant hubs for community engagement, offering workshops, hosting events, and providing access to technology. Libraries have embraced digital resources, incorporating them into their services to meet the needs of the modern user. Many libraries offer e-books and digital magazines for download, provide online research tools, and even offer digital literacy training. This adaptation has not been without challenges. Libraries have had to navigate issues of digital equity, copyright laws, and the preservation of digital materials. But through it all, they have demonstrated resilience and adaptability, proving that they are far from becoming obsolete. In the digital age, libraries have proven their resilience and adaptability, remaining relevant in a rapidly changing world. So, what does the future hold for libraries? As we delve into the present, we see a fascinating shift in library design and services. Gone are the days of silent, austere halls dominated by towering bookshelves. Today's libraries are vibrant community hubs, providing a myriad of services far beyond the traditional lending of books. One of the most significant trends is the focus on creating communal spaces. Libraries are becoming centers of civic engagement where individuals can connect, collaborate, and create. They're hosting book clubs, workshops, lectures, and even makerspaces, replete with 3D printers, laser cutters, and other state-of-the-art tools. This evolution transforms libraries into dynamic spaces that foster learning, innovation, and social interaction. Simultaneously, we see the rise of digital lending. With the advent of e-books, audiobooks, and digital databases, the world's knowledge is now just a click away. This digital revolution has not only expanded the reach of libraries but also made them more accessible. Now anyone with internet access can explore vast collections from the comfort of their home. As we speculate on the future, it's clear that libraries will continue to evolve, molded by technological advancements and changing user needs. Perhaps we'll see libraries become increasingly integrated with technology, offering virtual reality experiences or AI-powered research tools. Maybe they'll become eco-conscious havens, leading the way in sustainability. Or perhaps they'll deepen their role as community builders, serving as catalysts for social change. But even as we dream of what's to come, we must remember that at their core, libraries are about democratizing knowledge. They're about providing everyone, regardless of their background or means, with the tools to learn, grow, and thrive. As we look to the future, one thing is clear. Libraries, in whatever form they take, will continue to play a vital role in our societies, adapting to our ever-evolving thirst for knowledge.